Hey, what's up? I'm Chef Aaron Fish, and this is Fish Food, where we make tasty, approachable snacks. And today, we're making eggnog with Ras El Hanout. Step one, we're gonna get some ingredients heating up. So first, we need to put some milk. I use whole. You can get 1%, 2%, whatever floats your boat. Some heavy cream. Stick with a nice heavy whipping cream. 40% is great. We'll put a little pinch of salt, some fresh slice of ginger, and then a little bit of Ras El Hanout. All right, we're gonna get this on the stove, get it start to warm up. We wanna bring it to just when it simmers. You don't wanna boil it, you don't wanna simmer it hard, just get it hot. Step two, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get these egg yolks into a KitchenAid mixer, stand mixer. If you have a bowl with like a, you have one of those little hand whisking whiskers, whatever you would use to make cookies, that's fine too. You can use that. You can do it by hand. It's gonna be a little bit more work. We got some white sugar, some brown sugar. We're gonna throw our whisk attachment on there, and then we're just gonna beat it, kind of like when you're creaming butter and sugar when you are doing cookies. Same idea, we want it to be like a little bit fluffy and creamy. So I'm gonna throw it up on here, I'm gonna kick it on high. All right, so it's been whisking for about 1 or 2 minutes. You can see it's not really fluffy where I want it, but we're gonna scrape down the sides and the bottom of the bowl. Just make sure we're getting all that sugar up. And then we'll go ahead and pop it back on whisking. This is about where we need it to be. You can see it's kind of got, I wouldn't say peaks, but like it's starting to pull, and that's what you're looking for. I'm gonna kick that off, and this actually just finished as well. So you can see it's steaming. It was just starting to simmer when I turned it off. So I'm going to go ahead and start pouring that in. We only want to do about 1/3 at a time, and you're gonna kick it on low because we don't want it to whisk up and hit ourselves in the face. So just pour a little bit in, and this is tempering the egg yolk. So you want a little bit at a time, kind of like when we did the hollandaise. We don't want to scramble the egg. So we're gonna go nice and slow till you get about 1/3 of it in there. Let me go a little faster now. All right, now at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and just go all in. And it's okay, you can see the chunks of ginger falling in there. That's totally fine. Just let it whisk up for a second. I'm gonna turn it off, drop it down. Try to get this off. Splash it everywhere all over me. All right, and then we're just gonna go right back in here. So, if you wanna get a fresh pot, you can. You don't really need it. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and put this back over the fire, heat it up, and it's gonna thicken and be custardy. All right, so I have this heating over medium heat. And once again, we don't wanna bring this to a boil. We wanna bring it just to barely a simmer. And what that's gonna do is it's thickening it like custard. Think creme brulee, pudding. We just want it to be tighten up a little bit. And it's almost there. You can see, if we hold off a second, it's starting to bubble in a couple spots. And you can see how thick that is. So we're gonna give it probably about 5 or 10 more seconds. I'm gonna pull it off, we're gonna strain it, and we're gonna get it cold so we can drink it. You can strain this into a bowl, or if you have, a big jar or jug. I'm gonna do it into this because I want it more surface area. It's gonna cool faster. I'm gonna be able to drink this faster, and that's what we wanna do, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and strain it out. You always wanna strain it, because even though we were real careful, there's potential for some of that egg kind of getting cooked a little funky, and you wanna get all that ginger out too, so. All right, so I've got it strained into my dish here. I'm gonna go ahead and get it cold. I'm gonna put it outside because it's snowing out right now. It's 32 degrees. There's a lot more cold air outside than there would be in your fridge. If you don't have that, no problem, put it in your fridge. It's probably gonna take about an hour to cool down, and then you can get saucy. All right, so our eggnog's cooling off, and of course we're gonna drink it, but I'm gonna give you a tip on what you can do maybe the day after. So, I like to make my eggnog Christmas Eve. We drink the eggnog, maybe put a little whiskey in it. I don't know, you do you. And the next morning, what are you gonna do with it? You could drink it, or maybe make some French toast. So I'm gonna make a component right now really quick. I like to do kind of like a crumble with my French toast when I make it with eggnog. So very similar to like when you make coffee cake and you have a little crumble line through the center. So I've got some flour, some cinnamon, white and brown sugar, and I've got some butter melting. We're gonna mix it all up. I'm gonna work also on being better at my timing so the butter's ready at this moment. We don't have to do a seam cut. I'm gonna go ahead and add my butter to my flour mixture. Just pour it in and just mix it up. It should be kind of pasty, maybe a little bit crumbly. You don't want it too dry. Nobody likes just like the flour bits. All right, so you should be able to form it into kind of a nice solid block like this where your fingerprints make marks in it. It looks really wet. And we're just gonna take it and crumble it. So as I kind of do this with my hands, it kind of all gets into smaller pieces. Of course, I'm doing it like this because then it sprinkles out a little bit better, but just kind of smash it up. I mean, if you want big pieces, that's all good. You can do that. So, and we're just gonna go ahead and throw this. I preheated my oven to 350 degrees. We're gonna throw it in there and just kind of see how it comes out. I'm sure it'll be delicious. I'm gonna go ahead and make my French toast with some leftover brioche rolls from the holidays. So I got these specifically from Delicious Bakery out of Spokane, Washington. They're a great option they had with a heat and eat meal that they did. So I'm gonna go ahead and dump them out. They're all stuck together, which is nice because for me, I wanna cut them a little different. You can do this with Hawaiian rolls if you wanted to. You could use, if you just want to get some toast, like some bread, you can totally use some bread. I'm going to cut it like this. We're going to soak it up. I am going to go ahead and take a little bit off the edge here too, because when we get and dip it into the eggnog, we want it to really soak up everything. Our eggnog is nice and cooled off. I went ahead and left it in this pan so that we could go ahead and dip our bread. Make it real easy, right? So I'm going to go ahead and toss them in there. Boop. And we're going to carry them over to the pan I got preheating and start grilling them. So I got my cast iron preheating. I'm gonna put some butter in there. Get it a little hotter maybe. There we go. And that's okay because we want a nice little bit of time for this all to kind of soak in. So I'm gonna go ahead and give them a flip over. And since this is so thick, it's taking longer for it to really soak into the bread. If you were to thin it down with some milk or some more cream, you'd want to do this a little bit faster. So. Now, you don't need all this butter melted when you start. You just really need a nice little coating, so that's good. Give it a little shake and over. Shake and over. A little shake and over. We've got our French toast nice and cooked in the pan, and it will get, you won't get the quite caramelization that you're looking for normally because the eggs have already been cooked. It's more of a custard, but that's okay because it's gonna taste great. So I made salted caramel here. We're gonna go ahead and throw this down. Give it like little smears. Up. It's delicious looking. Make it look like this guy spun a little bit and smeared it. All right, so I think I'm gonna build it. Some crumble on top. It's kind of like little crumble sandwiches. In between. If you got any ugly pieces, put them on the bottom so nobody can see it. Nice and tight. Crumble, because why not? It's the best part of the coffee cake, right? Okay, a little bit of candied ginger. This we're just gonna get wild with. It's kind of a nasty plate. And to finish, why not? Get yourself some nutmeg. just get the nut, okay? You can order it online, you can go to your grocery store or whatever, but this grated is amazing comparatively to getting the pre-ground stuff. So we're just gonna put a little bit on top, call it good. All right, so we've got this plated up. I've got some eggnog ready too. I'm gonna have both because why not? So I'm gonna go ahead and get into this. We got the caramel. Oh man, I'm excited. I know I say that every time I'm about to eat something I make, but it's true. Oh yeah, I mean, you got the fun spice from the Ras El Hanout. It's got some almost kind of spice in there. There's like, you know, heat spice, plus the, you know, the aromatics that you would have normally in eggnog, like the cloves and the cinnamon. Caramel's crazy good. Add the ginger into that. That really kind of helps the backside of that eggnog where it has ginger in it. This is delicious, and that crumble in between. I mean, like I said, my favorite part of coffee cake. Eggnog's delicious. Give me a little eggnog stash. I put a little bourbon in mine. Don't tell the producers. Delicious. So, I don't know, guys. I'm pretty sure that's how you make delicious fish food.